Hey, welcome to Red River Podcast number 209 with the return of my brother over here that I don't get to see that much, but it's great to see your face, Jake.
Yours
Uh,
too, Sam.
Jake Freeman of South Brooklyn, great good to see you again for the time being.
Yeah, these days you can't cop to that, man, because then people want to ask you 30 questions like what kind of transplant you are.
Yeah.
Somebody from Indianapolis wants to challenge my New York City credibility.
Nah, you're New York as fuck. So, Jake and Langan and I, we're going to talk about the movie that a lot of people are talking about. 20 years later, man. Before I went in to go see it, there, unfortunately, the internet. I'm knee deep in the internet, so it's hard to avoid. But I heard some knocks on it, and I was on vacation at Myrtle Beach like a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, I need to watch this now that I have 8 days to do nothing before people ruin this movie even more for me. And so I went with Karen, my girlfriend, my sister, my two nieces, and my brother-in-law. And I had that that nervousness where I'm like, I feel like if this movie's terrible, everyone's gonna blame
Oh,
me
I hate that.
because that's what I wanted to watch. In my head,
Ruined the night out.
yeah, in my head, I'm thinking like if I hadn't already seen Final Destination, we would have gone to see that because it's so much fucking fun. But this
Your
one is just like
reputation was on the line.
it was on the line. My two
And you're the
nieces,
movie guy,
especially.
you're the cinephile, you
That's what
know?
like my two nieces that don't even watch movies. I don't know. Do you guys have? Do you have nieces or you have a son?
Yeah.
Does he watch
I have a
movies?
nephew, but he's 2 years old, and
Okay,
you know.
yeah,
We
he,
we watch movies and if I put one on, like, something I consider a classic and I can just feel it in the room. Well, I'm like, this movie's not
not hitting.
connecting. It hangs in the air. And I'm like, he hates the fuck out of this thing.
You're looking at him at all your favorite parts to
Yeah.
like gauge any little change
Yeah,
in his
nothing's
face.
happening.
You're
And
like
I'm like,
right now. He is going to show you his tits and just one of the guys, and your son's
Oh
like,
man, dude.
yeah. I mean, that. Come on, yeah, we already know.
First pair of boobs I've ever seen.
We are. I mean, probably the greatest to this day.
legend.
um,
Like,
but
man,
so
Ralph Macchio has great tits.
yes, yeah, shout out to him. So it's interesting, right? But everyone's like appeasing me anyway. So like I don't know, did you guys hear any talk before you went to go see it, Jake? I'll start with you.
I heard a little. I was in the same ballpark as you. Like, you can't avoid conversation entirely on a movie, especially something like this, where this is a sequel to something that's so beloved that we all liked. I knew I was going to be able to figure that out, like avoid it rather. So I just went as soon as possible. Like
Yeah.
I had heard some things, but luckily most of those things were like about the filmmaking, like the iPhone stuff and the planning of the trilogy, like more kind of nuts and bolts than like any kind of spoiler stuff.
Mm,
But I did get to it like within the first week, within like the first couple of days,
yeah. I had
I've
to.
got a theater in my neighborhood that like I frequent, pretty often. And I knew that like I did also hear about the like trailer embargo from the United Kingdom. Like they were specifically not showing it for certain critics and not exporting some of the reviews. It's like this idea that they want to keep it fresh. So there was definitely some kind of there was a force guiding me to see it as soon as possible.
Okay. Lang, did you get any
I
inkling?
I don't really I try not to like even watch trailers anymore. I saw the one that we all saw with the
The
uh
the the poem in the
Yeah, with
background.
Boots.
I,
yeah, and see some, you know, people decomposing, walking around and stuff. And I was like, oh, it looks cool. But for the most part, I know what I want to see. And if I'm on the fence about something, then maybe I might watch the trailer. So I do a pretty good job of avoiding
I'm like
spoilers.
for me, it's like a 8 bowl of cocaine. Like I'm not gonna do the whole thing, but I might take a bump or two. So like I'll take like that trailer and I'll watch like especially
They
for
show
some.
you too much, I
But
feel like. But
That
also I
trailer
got
was a
that
bit of a
AMC
rail of coke.
stubs. So like I see so many trailers when I sit down in the movie, but on my own I don't like go out of my way to watch any.
100%. It's just the wait for this movie was so long that I had to. It's like I really needed to see it. And for the most part, the trailer didn't really show much. It was just like
I
this
love that
frantic.
trailer.
It was
Yeah.
a good trailer.
Like a short film. It was really cool. It's like a tone poem. It had like almost like music video vibes, quick cuts. Like there's just this poem being laid out over it. Like I thought that trailer was one of the better trailers in an era where trailers are just desperate to cram as much of the movie into them as possible to try and drag you to the theater. I thought this was done really, really well.
I agree. So after I saw that trailer, I turned to probably my girlfriend and I was like, "That's how you fucking make a trailer." They didn't
Hell
really
yeah.
show anything, but it was like so like I could feel the tension. I'm like, "This movie is gonna be fucking cool." Right. So I didn't even mind it, but like I was the guy, and I'm gonna start to change that. I was the guy that if I missed one coming attraction going to the theaters, I watched the next movie. Like I would go to the next showing. Like I needed to be there from the beginning to the end. But now I feel like there's 10 times more coming attractions. And I'm
Yeah. And
like,
they're always
what?
for the same movie.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
always.
weird. It's like you get there at a certain time and that movie ain't starting for another 30
Yeah.
minutes. Like it used to be like 5, 7, maybe 10 minutes. Now it's just like
It's a
eight
half
And
hour.
trailers.
ads. And
It's a fucking
ads.
half hour. And
Yeah.
that a bunch of movies, blockbusters, and that they have some slow motion 80s song playing in it. It's a
Yes.
superhero movie. I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't fucking take this shit anymore.
Life is
Trailers are
a
all cut the same.
mystery.
All those,
Everyone.
they've done like every fucking one, like Hungry Like the Wolf, whatever the fuck it is. They just keep fucking doing that
Yeah.
trend like over and over. I started just showing up to them all like 25 minutes late from the screen time.
I might have to start doing that.
It's out of
As
control.
so
Well,
all
it
right.
used to be exciting when we were kids. You weren't at home like ever
Sure,
seeing a trailer, To go see
sure.
the trailer when you were younger was part of the experience, like to see what fucking movies were actually coming out. It's like
You
now I know
needed
what's
them.
coming out for the next 2 years,
You needed those trailers. That was how that was how you were picking some shit.
And
Whereas
I
now
still,
it's
yeah.
there's so many venues that you can find out about something.
And I still remember them as combined memories. Like I still remember the Red Band trailer for CB4 before Army of Darkness. Like it was a whole experience.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing. Those two,
Hell yeah, dude. Those are
right?
fused together in my mind forever.
Um, so you're right because there wasn't that, now you can go on YouTube and watch 100 trailers in a row for everything, but there was that thing, that communal thing where you go and you like watch like I don't know three. There's probably like three coming attractions at the most, and then they got into the movie, and it's even videos. If you remember like VHS videos,
Sure.
a lot of them came with like
Yeah.
coming attractions, and it's like fucking cool. And the guy, I'm pretty sure it was like the same guy. He did a bunch of them, right? And like I know he worked for Canon for a while, and it's just like in a lab, like
In
whatever.
a
Oh
world.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
In
The
a
bald guy
world.
with the mustache. I know that guy. But it was
Yeah,
part of the experience too. Like the collective excitement if you're in a theater and a trailer for like some sequel or some adaptation or something that just that fucking cool comes on. Like, we lament the passing of the theatrical experience. It's like, well, we're not seeing any fucking trailer. It's like everything we've just said. We're not seeing any trailers that we haven't already seen that are not cut to look exactly like each other and that are not so jam packed with pieces of the movie storyline that like there's no collective excitement. Like, you sitting in a theater, the lights go down, and before you see this movie you're coming to see, there's an anticipation for the future, what other movies you're going to see. You're
Sure.
you're missing that.
I
And with
love it. Yeah,
comedies too, you can tell like they just gave me every joke that they think is
Yeah,
like
dude.
anywhere is decent in here. And if I didn't even get a smile or a smirk at that shit. I'm like, you brought out your biggest guns for this trailer, and this shit
Seriously, I
is,
feel like I've seen that Liam Neeson Naked Gun movie
Oh
already.
my
oh
God.
fuck. I think that's all I want to see of it. I'm gonna be honest.
They did an
Yo,
OJ joke
I
in the
mean, shit, I'll
trailer. I'm
probably
like, all
see it,
right,
but
thanks.
I won't like it.
I'm done.
I it's so weird because I think of Liam Neeson in my brain as just as old as Leslie Nielsen. Like
Yeah.
even like I don't know, like I see it, I get
Leslie
it.
Nielsen was just the perfect. It
Perfect.
just
Yeah.
you just can't do it again.
Yeah.
You
And
can, and you don't have the Zucker guys and stuff like
I just don't have a lot
helming
of
it,
faith in
who
a lot of
mastered
people
that
behind it.
style. Yeah, I
it's gonna
don't
be
know.
interesting. I'll
I
probably
mean, we're
still watch it.
digressing here, but
Yeah, we're
we're
good
into
at
the Naked
digressing.
Gun.
So anyway,
What are
let's
we
talk about the
talking
Naked
about
Gun.
today?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so let's talk about 28 years later. The anticipation level. Did you care about the first two movies? Tell me your relationship with them before we talk about the movie, Jake.
The first movie came right at the time where I was old enough and versed enough cinematically to understand what's interesting about a zombie movie. Like
Mm.
Night of the Living Dead, I think I was like 11 years old or something. That was like the first horror movie I saw that like deeply affected me. And you didn't have a lot of zombie movies coming out when I was of that age. And I remember, seeing the sequels and seeing like the return movies and like having to kind of dig around for zombie movies. So 28 days later, I was really hyped for. I actually I remember getting a bootleg of it back when, like, whatever it was, whatever pre-LimeWire type shit there was before the movie even came out. Like, I just had to see it immediately. And like, oh my God, the zombies are gonna run. That was like all I needed to know. I knew it was the dude from Train Spotting,
Yeah,
which, while I couldn't really connect to it with the age that I was at, I loved the style of the movie. I loved the music. Like, this was a guy whose like artistic imprint made a real impression. And then 28 weeks later, I mean, was obviously years down the line. I did not care for it. I thought it was, I mean, I'm not going to get too much into it. I didn't like it. I didn't think it was good.
yeah,
This movie, the fact that it's coming out 28 years later after the first one, I mean, it's like when Twin Peaks: The Return took the actual 25 years. I'm like a sucker for that. It's
okay,
like, oh shit, 28 years later, we're getting 28 years later. I was really hyped for it. Boyle, this is post Oscar Boyle. This is post, when Garland did 28 days later, he was an author. Now he's a full blown one of my favorite filmmakers. They both had entire careers. And I think the first thing I heard was that it was going to be a trilogy of films. And I remember back to Sunshine. Did you guys dig that one?
I loved it.
Loved Sunshine. And I remember at the time Danny Boyle saying that that was a planned trilogy as well, that they were going to do two more movies, the two of them. And it was not because they were continuing this one story. The story from Sunshine ended, pretty definitively, but
Yeah,
that Alex Garland just has these big ideas and big worlds. So coming into this movie knowing that, I was hyped from Jump Street, and again, like didn't really pay attention to a lot of any critical response. Again, I heard like some film notes and stuff, but yeah, I came in really excited.
well, yeah, Sunshine. I think we talked about it, Langan, because I don't think you saw Sunshine, right?
I don't think so. No,
Yeah,
but
it's
I'm
really,
Oh,
gonna.
really,
great movie.
Yeah,
yeah,
Really
it's
grim, but highly recommended.
super
yeah.
grim, like a weird like tone change in the middle of it. It's just like
Yeah.
it's very good. It's out in space and stuff. So Langan, for you, like the first two movies, your relationship with them.
I loved the first movie. Thought it was really original. Thought it looked really original. They nailed the bleakness, the very gray feel, like just a unique vision. Awesome shit. Second one, I love the beginning.
Mm.
Came out like crazy, and then just kind of lost me. Uh,
Yeah,
wasn't as good, which I think is the consensus with the public too.
pretty much same for me. The first one, I'm pretty sure was like 2002, right? Am I bugging?
28 years
No,
go
it
from
can't be.
now.
No, it can't be 28 years. No way. Uh,
Yeah, isn't
20,
it?
28 days.
I thought it was like
Carry
2000,
the one,
97.
carry
2002.
the two.
2002, so
Oh,
20,
so I fucked that
23.
up.
Yeah. Well, 23 is close enough. But anyway,
Yeah.
Hey man, I do
when
bartender math, not
yeah.
mathematician math, okay?
That's my debit card. Please don't run it. Um, so when that movie came out, of course we remember like 9/11 and like him, it's just like it was a weird time regardless. And then you see like the rage zombies, which I don't know if there was rage zombies before this movie.
I don't think so.
Were there any like infection fucking super running fast? Like
Not
like
running
I
fast,
mean,
but
body
there was
snatchers, kind
infection
of.
movies, like the Crazies, the
Yeah.
Romero and stuff, but
crazy.
never like running,
Yeah. Not
because
like
that was a
full
whole
speed.
big shit, with that they weren't zombies, that they were There was a lot of people very touchy about that,
Yeah.
that they're
Yeah,
not
the and
zombies.
I remember the line infected with rage feeling very like at the age where I was just coming of age as a pretentious little shit, being like, "Oh, infected with rage, huh? Good one." Like it gave me a lot of fuel to call bullshit.
Impress me, bro. But the first one was fantastic. Like you said, just very gray. It really worked. I think it set the tone for like things to come later, like The Walking Dead's first season, and definitely The Last of Us, like on
Oh,
HBO.
revived the whole zombie genre. Like I think
Yeah.
almost single like that. I don't know how much later Shaun of the Dead came, but that 1-2 punch of like the
Oh
drama,
yeah.
society heavy, bleak 28 days later, and the fun, horror movie comic aspect of Shaun of the Dead just showed how much you could do with that. And I think after that, it was clearly off to the fucking races as
I
far
think
as
it was like a
zombie
year.
media.
I think it was like a year or two after for sure.
Yeah, because they made
Um,
that dig to 28 days later in Shaun of the Dead at the end, where like rage and the zombies were infected with rage, which was apparently bullshit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out. That movie's so fantastic.
So good.
Perfect.
And then 2009, I think, was like 28 weeks later. Same thing, man. Like, what a really cool intro. Once again, to bring it back to Train Spotting, you had Begbie, right? Robert Carlyle, I think his name is. He was like
Yeah.
the guy in the beginning. Guy leaves his wife, so like this is like your hero of the movie, and you're just like, holy shit, like, all right.
So front loaded with bleakness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
redemption at the end. I thought it was fantastic. And then, of course, the movie disappears. Um, then Alex Garland and Danny Boyle just make a ton of great shit, for like even like the movies that everyone didn't really give a fuck about Danny. Like I thought Yesterday's was fucking fantastic. No one ever talks about that movie. Alex
People talk
Garland.
about it, just not favorably.
Yeah. um absolutely. But anyway, so I was super excited for this, and like I said, I went in to go see it with my sister. And so let's talk about the movie. Jake.
I mean, it's hard to even know where to start. I mean, short answer, I fucking loved this movie. I am hard pressed to believe that any movie this year comes out that tops this one for me. I mean, the I love a huge swing, and they were just taking giant swings, which is kind of why I feel at a distance from the critical reception. Like it's tough because I see this movie and I'm like, this is to me like a brilliant film. This is really brilliant in so many ways. But that doesn't mean that you're stupid if you didn't like it. Like it is
Thank
done
God.
brilliantly, but the swings are so huge that like it could just be like not, not appealing to you or not your kind of movie. The things in this movie are things that I like to see. I like to, I mean, what 15, 20 minutes in, I feel like, okay, here's the movie. Like it's father and son out in this wilderness in this what is to become a survival horror movie. And then like 10 minutes later, they're back on the island. I'm like, all right, so what fucking, here's another hour and a half of this. Like, what movie am I in for? And I'm gonna say one thing that I know has been a big part of the positive critical response so far, but I think it bears repeating that Boyle and Garland, perhaps always, but certainly now, are such a perfect pairing. Like Garland's brilliant but very cynical, and will indulge himself in an art project. Like I feel like I was maybe one of like 7 people on earth that thought Men was fucking awesome and thought Civil War was fucking
I
awesome.
thought Civil War was pretty good.
But these movies to me were like more art project movies. They were very indulgent. They weren't spelling out, it wasn't a plot that's telling you what it's about. It's really, digging into your vibes and feels and asking a lot of you as a viewer. And Danny Boyle has made Slumdog 127 hours. I mean, yesterday I didn't see, but I saw enough of it that like this guy's a real triumph of the human spirit kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's got that David Lynch quality where it's like he can play in the dark, but is clearly very much a lover of people and stories and really wholesome, heartfelt stuff.
Super
And
versatile. I think it's super
yeah,
versatile.
and I think I really loved the way they chose to film it. I mean, he was inspired by the technology of the time and the Dogma 95 movement to make 28 Days Later. And this time he's inspired by our technology now and essentially himself from the first movie, which is like a real interesting thing to think that you're taking that on, and how he was like, we didn't want to leave a footprint on this beautiful landscape that we're filming in, but we also want to be able to film from 100 different angles. I thought all that stuff, the infrared scenes were really cool. This guy's old as hell now, but he still tapped into fucking cool music. And the movie was like, managed to pull that. So much of the first movie's iconography is like the Godspeed music. And this gave you a lot of that same kind of feeling. I mean, I really could go fucking
Well, yeah,
on and on
we're
about
gonna
it,
we're gonna we're gonna go on in a little bit. I just Langan,
Yeah.
tell him why he's wrong.
For me, I was
Well,
just I,
yeah,
I
because like me
was
me and Jake loved it, so I need to hear a little on the other
I
side.
was prepared for this. I was
for me,
debriefed.
I was like disappointed, I guess. I was on board in the first like third of it. I was with it. Um, but I didn't care for, and obviously spoiler alerts if anybody's listening to this
Yeah, yeah,
and
for
watch the
sure.
movie and watch this
Without
later.
yeah, without a doubt.
But the the whole necromancer part, I just I, I don't know. I felt the writing just wasn't there for me. I wasn't involved in it at that point. I didn't when that baby didn't come out totally fucked up. I was really very disappointed that baby because I hate a fucking baby in a horror movie.
Yo, me too. I will say that. I'm thinking
So
like
I'm like,
that's
oh man, this fucking baby's normal. I was like waiting for this chud baby to come out
but I'm
because I
thinking
always
like
thought because in the first movie it was like
Oh,
if
Zack
you shot
Snyder would have given you what
children,
you wanted.
yeah.
yes, exactly.
Yes,
You
he
had to
would
keep
have.
your like mouth closed. I think when you were shooting, you couldn't get any blood near you. And now I was like, all right, this baby just came out inside her, and it's
Placenta,
normal.
placenta.
So I'm like, all right. And then, uh, the ending's its own thing, which I know a lot is very that came out of left field, and I know it's it's a parallel like those Power Rangers or the Teletubbies. The child alone sees these large, colorful people jump out, but I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Is this like a John Wick thing going on? I know it's gonna like prolong the
Okay.
franchise.
That ending, we'll get to that because that was the one tone shift that I could see people being like, I don't know about this. And another thing that I will say, I didn't know that it was going to be a trilogy, to be honest with you. I don't know how I didn't until like later after I watched it. And I'm like, okay, I
A
get it.
trilogy?
Yeah.
You didn't know it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
wait, what with the other two movies?
No,
No,
no.
there's two more.
There's two more after this.
Oh, I'm like, dude, it's the third movie in a series. You didn't know it
No,
was a
no, no, no.
trilogy? What the fuck?
No, no, but so like
I
I
got you.
I
All right.
understand how it ended, but that
Sure.
ending
I
That
didn't know that either. But
more than anything, that ending for sure when like Jimmy shows up and you have these like weird like I don't know hills have eyes looking fucking British people.
yeah,
Okay, you want to knock that tone shift? Fine. It turned into like Channel 5 Sunday morning kung fu flicks. I was in for it. I was
Same.
in.
Yeah.
Because at that point I was just like, wow, I don't know what I mean, it is one hell of a tone shift. But for you, Langan, I do want to ask you, like, when you're watching this movie, how far along are you watching that you're in? And what was the point where you're like, I don't think this is gonna get any better?
um, uh, like I said, it's my own personal thing. First of all, I would say this movie looked incredible, put together, like all that stuff. I just felt pacing wise, there were spots where I just wasn't vested in it, and it kind of was that Ralph Fiennes area and stuff like that. And like I said, I was disappointed the baby was normal. And then before the dick guy ran out. Let me fire
Oh
off all my
man.
puns, really. 28 dicks later, 28 dongs later, 28 inches later, 28 days later, and a baby, $28 later.
Not since
I had
fucking
to get
Dirk
those out of the
Diggler
way.
has an on-screen
Yeah,
dick been
yeah,
talked about so much.
yeah.
Legendary.
I
Yo,
told
get me with that. I'll take that virus.
I
Fucking back and
I told
pack and let
Karen,
that guy.
I'm like, that's a prosthetic, so relax, okay?
The
It's
most
not real. It's
offensively
not real,
veiny
all right?
prosthetic I've ever seen, man. Jesus.
But
Yeah.
so okay, it's interesting because for me, I went into this with those criticisms in the back of my head where I'm like, okay, well, maybe this movie is not going to be good. And I just sat there with that frame of mind. And as the movie kept going, I thought the intro was really good. I was like, okay. And then the pacing to me really worked. And for a guy like, that like a lot of corny shit doesn't really like hit me, but I ate everything. I ate
Mm.
everything that they gave me. Like everything worked. The father son relationship to me, where I'm like, I like that because I was raised by a fucking guy like, like my dad's a fucking man. Like, like where he would be like, he would push me out there to do
He's a
shit.
drywall puncher.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. He just like, you got to figure that shit the fuck out. So like I related to that relationship in a weird way too. Like, then the movie split in half because then he's doing the same with his mom who's sick. And then when you find out she's sick, I don't know, all that stuff really like I thought it landed so well for me. And when you see like the fat like weird zombie guys or whatever the fuck they were, like
I love those things.
those things were great, right?
I
Real
wanted some more of
grotesque.
those, actually. Yeah, they were fucking vile.
Yeah, they were fucking disgustingly vile, and they
Yeah.
looked like the fat guy in Human Centipede 2, like every single one of them.
Yeah.
And then the camera was like the angles were mounted like right on them,
Hmm.
and I'm just like sitting there going like, yo, this is really fucking great. The pacing I had no problem with whatsoever. The editing, the killing, the fucking arrows. I'm thinking like, wow, you got arrows. I'm like, eventually you're gonna run out of fucking arrows.
Yeah.
And another aspect of the movie that I thought was fantastic was the that whole fucking path, right? That they needed to like get through before
Across the
like the
water.
the
Right.
tide. I was like, wow, that's a really cool like aspect. And I think a place like that does exist somewhere in Ireland. So
Yeah, I think that causeway is real.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I love that part of it. And then so Jake, for you, um, when he goes back out with his mom, like you didn't have an issue with any of that stuff, right? Like it was almost like the same thing, but like with a different relationship. And then he goes out to see Rafe or Ralph, whatever the fuck his name is, and like did all that stuff land with you?
I mean, you know, I'm with you in the sense that I really, everything in this movie landed.
Mm,
Like any of my critiques are purely kind of editorial. I think everything worked perfectly. Um, I saw it as, again, like I thought I was at a certain point in the beginning, I thought I was going to see a movie about a father and a son survival horror movie.
absolutely.
What I got was, and again, this is the guy who wrote Men, this is the guy who wrote Civil War. Like what I got was a son realizing the limitations of what's accepted as a man in his family, in this society. He comes back from that hunt, and his father's toasting him and screaming with the people around him. Like, these are people who don't have sports anymore. You know what I mean? Like, and he's there going
Yeah.
like, I missed, I was afraid. So like, you see this acceptable version of manhood, which is toughness and kind of rigidity, and then you see this kid coming to his own version of manhood, which is accepting truth and fear, and you know, him deciding to care for his mother because there's the scene where the his father fucking hits him for asking him these questions. His father, the limitations of what that version of manhood is, shows him that it's like, okay, it is now time to be what I see as becoming a man, becoming an adult, and I'm going to have to do this kind of scary thing and take my mother out to be cared for. Furthermore, I heard a lot of critique. We're going to, fast forward to the end where he decides to stay out, which is why the baby needed to be a healthy baby, because it's like he sees that, like, oh, this is something that's going to the idea of our island being just full of zombies, that's going to change. These zombies are now birthing real children, and they'll be needed to kind of revive this island. And like he's it's tough because like he wants to. I'm losing my train of thought.
No,
um
it
You're
makes
selling
it.
me. I want to watch it again.
Yeah.
well,
I'm with
it's
you.
like
Yo, Jake,
It's
keep
just
going.
such a
Keep
great
going.
critique he's got, and I was
his
like, "Yo, that baby wasn't even retarded, yo. What the
well
fuck?"
that's the thing. The baby, like the baby shows him that it's like, there once again, Danny Boyle, this hopefulness that there's this we're going to continue on, you know and him taking his mother out. And then, here's what I wanted to say. Like, we're fast forwarding to the end. There was a critique about, him just deciding to go by himself as a 12-year-old kid and not return, like making that decision. This is a society. The first interaction we get on screen between Spike and Jamie is his father lying about having eaten a piece of the bacon, which is innocuous. It's a small thing. But thinking about it in the context at the end of the movie, his father's lying to him about the doctor. His whole family is lying to him, keeping from him that the mother's dying of cancer. Because it's like, this is a world where we watch zombie movies, people die because of zombies or suicide or explosion. People don't get cancer and die,
Yeah.
you know? So, like, this is a society that just, he becomes a man by going out and killing something that's crawling out around on the floor, eating worms, but he's not man enough to be told what this doctor is, what's wrong with his mother. There's nothing for him there, you know?
I, I
It becomes an odyssey for this kid.
I will say too, you could say the corniest part of the movie was when, his mom just like all of a sudden turns into a skull.
Dude,
But I
wept
I
like a
loved it.
child
Right? I don't
to
care.
the
Like
point where, like, I get choked up in a movie. I'm like, oh my God, the people behind me are going to hear me.
yeah, like I think it just like whatever they gave us, Alex and Danny, like it really worked for me. So Langan, did that part make you want to throw up?
I was kind of a little checked out at that point.
You were there.
Oh, what a shame. Oh,
And
it
Ralph
really
Fiennes, what, he can't
lands.
share any of that iodine that he's rubbing all over himself.
Yeah.
What is he got? Sure, he can't fucking spare a little bit for some people.
Well, he's going to be a big part of the next movie. So,
And I can't wait.
Is
Oh,
he?
such a great
yeah.
Is it going
third
to be
act
28
finds.
minutes later and they're going to go prequel? Are they going to go sooner, or we're
Well,
picking it up?
I don't know. I think we might add
Because
a.
we got it after he woke up in a hospital, so you could do a
28 blow
prequel with
darts
this.
later?
Yeah,
Well,
why not?
so what's his name? Killian Murphy. apparently makes an appearance in the second one, but he's a bigger part of the third. So that's
Yeah.
interesting. And I love that thing because the internet's funny like that, where they're like, "Oh, he shows up as a zombie in this movie," because I believed it. I was like, "Oh my god, that's
Yeah.
I
him,
did
that's
too.
him." And then I think they let it go, and then later on they're like, "Nah," they're like, "That wasn't him. He'll be showing."
Apparently Danny Boyle's girlfriend said like people are going to think that's Cillian Murphy. You should take that out of the trailer. And he said, no, nobody's going to think that.
Oh
And
yeah.
Really?
then they left it in,
Oh
and
man, I
people
totally
did.
thought so.
Yeah.
All right, so we loved it, Langan. You know what? I am looking forward to it coming home, so then I could rent it and watch it again because I don't know, like like you said, Jake, before. To me, it's slim pickings for we talked about this, Langan. This year compared to last year, the movies have just not been as good. But the companion, and the monkey are my two favorite movies. And after watching 28 Years Later, like this is in the conversation for one of my favorite movies of the year, if not my favorite. Just I don't know. I can't. I might have to rewatch it. Just to
I'm definitely gonna rewatch it.
especially after
You know,
Jake just blessed you with that.
Well,
he
are you
did.
guys like,
He
I
laced
hate,
me.
I don't want to, well, actually, you guys, but I'm just curious because of, maybe it's just been left out of the conversation do you know who they're dressed as at the end of the movie? Like, have you looked
Yeah,
into that?
yeah,
So
yeah.
like that they're this guy who's like this noted child sex abuser who wouldn't have been
Jimmy
caught
Seville.
in the timeline of like their movies, and that Jack O'Connell is playing this guy who in the beginning of the movie like saw the Teletubbies, and that I just it's not my idea, but let me like just toast to the king, Jack O'Connell, for being in two great horror movies this year, both with on-screen cunnilingus.
Yeah.
Toast
I
to the king
I learned about
for
that.
centering women's pleasure.
I learned shout out to Cunnilingus.
Right?
I learned that from Steve Andolfo. He told us, right, at the Ozzy thing when we hung
Yes.
out with him on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Uh-huh.
So he schooled us on the whatever
Yeah,
his
Jimmy
fucking
Savile. Because
uh
his character, like Jimmy Savile, was like apparently like this weirdo, famous guy in Britain.
Total
But
weirdo.
what his show was he had a show called Jim Will Fix It, I think it was called, where kids would write in with all manner of problems, and he would like go to them and fix them. So
wow.
like
Yeah.
they're essentially fixers, but I think they're using the iconography of this guy who we know is a legit creep. That like I'm really intrigued what this band of Jimmy's is going to be about.
He started with Top of the Pops, then had that. He had a hospital that he sponsored charity wise, where he
Yeah.
like molested. There's a um there's a documentary on Netflix on him, and there's
Oh yeah.
also a great, I think it's a 4 episode where Steve Coogan played Savile.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it came out maybe 2 years ago. Um, it's fucking great.
I'll
Coogan's a
have to check
fucking
that out. I
master
love
anyway.
Coogan. Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking, you got to see it. Yep.
All
And
right.
yeah, the second movie is already filmed. Like it's coming out in January. So it's like
January.
we're not gonna have to wait that long to figure out what that
What
fucking ending is. And bless them for not putting it after the credits. Like fuck
20
a post credit scene, you know?
you know what? I don't mind a post credit scene. I
I
Ugh,
do
mean,
what you told me to
ugh,
do now. I'd Google it to
I
see if there
Google.
was
I'll
same,
one.
I'll sit
same.
there and I'm just like, because Sinners, I didn't really care for Sinners, but the post credit scene made me like the movie even more. And I was
No,
like,
dude.
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, did you watch the post credit scene, Jake?
Oh, sure. With
Right?
Buddy Guy,
Yeah, I was like, that made me really like the movie like a
I
little bit
stayed for the
more.
post credit scene too,
Oh yeah, I missed that one. What
which
was
is
that?
nothing. It's just the kid playing a song, you
Okay.
know.
Yeah, yeah,
But I went to the IMAX to check it out, and I'm squeezing every penny out of an IMAX experience. Like you got to turn the lights up for me to leave.
yeah. They're like, you gotta
Sir,
go.
sir, we
Yeah,
have to sweep
yeah,
this popcorn.
All
yeah,
right,
exactly.
let's talk some Ozzy and Jake. Yo, thanks for hanging out with
Yo, thank
us.
you, man.
Thanks for
Uh,
having me, guys. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely.
love to have you back for the next thing. Anything we talk about, let me know if you want to jump on with us.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Thank you. I love it.
All right,
Thanks.
Peace.
later, homie.
Peace.
Bing. All right,
Bing,
cool.
bing.
So
All
let's
right.
talk let's talk Ozzy. We got together on Saturday. Um, man, it's so much fun watching the videos now. You know,
Yeah,
it's a little bit like you see like the behind the scenes. That guy Youngblood. Remember we were sitting
we thought it
there.
was Black Veil Brides.
Well, because you're like, I
I
think
almost
that's.
still stand by it. Those fucking guys look the same.
I don't even know what that guy looks like, but you said it, and I was like, yeah, that's Black Veil Brides. That makes sense.
I think I even Googled him and I thought it was that guy. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
hey,
young, skinny,
hey,
fucking pale,
young
black
pasty
hair,
white guy.
blah blah.
So the day started with Rival Sons, which I don't even think you saw, right?
No, I had it on. Um, I missed Mastodon. I went out,
That's what it
came
was.
back in, popped it on. Rival Sons was on. Rival
Okay,
Sons is fine. I seen them live. I think that they opened for they were at the Interpol Pumpkins thing, right? I think they were the opening act.
maybe was it? I
Rival
don't even.
Sons and Royal Blood is like the same band to me for some reason.
Oh, okay. So Royal Blood's really good.
They're both fine bands. It's just like, all right, it's just not, I'm not
Yeah.
re-listening to that probably. Like,
I know Royal Blood's like a two-piece, which is always interesting,
yeah.
where you're like, you play
It
bass
just,
and
I
you
think
play
it's the
drums.
R in the name, two
Yeah.
words.
Um, yeah, like I said, watching the videos, a lot of fun, watching the behind the scenes.
Have you watched the Hailstorm Perry Mason cover yet?
No, I should,
Come
right?
on, bro. When they
Yeah.
started playing that, I couldn't text you fast enough. I was like,
Yeah.
bro,
I
everybody's getting a song, an old song of
yeah.
this legendary catalog, and you pull out one of the worst Ozzy songs ever.
I would love like a story. Like if we had an episode of anything, like how that song came about. I know we know a guy that knows a guy that would probably know how that
I already
song.
told him. I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't want to know everything.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
find out
yeah.
some fun shit for me, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you listen to Perry Mason, I just remember thinking like, what a sick riff. Like it's so good.
Yeah.
It's such a good,
100%.
even the melody is really cool. You know, the chorus hits, but when you're like, it's like Perry Mason. It's like who wrote
Pull
like
that reference out. Like, even then, Perry
yeah.
Mason was like, what?
Who
But that's the
do
old
we want
TV
on
show,
the
like
case?
Ironsides or Kojak, or like, what? Of
But it's so like I mean, I'm sure it's listed that he wrote the music and the lyrics, which
course.
I can't even imagine either one is true. But like
I'm gonna look it up.
I just want the goddamn story on
They
that
had
song.
to give Zach credit on that shit. I would think. I would hope. But hey, Ozzy wrote the guitar riff to "Bark at the
Bark at
Moon,"
the
so
Moon,
he
yeah.
can do anything.
Absolutely. So that okay, let's get to Anthrax, which I missed.
Yeah,
Uh you said they did a couple of songs.
yeah.
Uh
Indians they came out with. They did a cover of what did they do? "Into the Void," I think.
Into the Void, yeah.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah.
Anthrax.
Moving right along, right? Man, I didn't really show up till I guess Supergroup, right? Because Hailstorm played, which I didn't
Hmm.
see. Lizzie Hale, right? Is that her name? And we were talking
Yeah.
about her. I'm gonna find some videos of her singing for Skid Row because when their singer abruptly quit, I think they had like a tour, and she was like, "Fuck it, I'll like dedicate a few like whatever it was, a few months to like play these shows because she loves Skid Row." And they were like, "Man, she's fucking great. Like, I hope she stays." But obviously, Hailstorm
Yeah,
seems to be
I
doing it.
could see that working.
I know, but I
Yeah,
don't
she's
think
very
so.
popular. I couldn't name one song of theirs, but
Yeah.
anytime there's a metal event, she seems to be there.
Yeah, and I just man, those first two Skid Row records were forever. Did you care about those two albums?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I was all about that, man, because they they could appeal to the ladies and the fellas.
yeah,
They kick fucking ass and shit. Girls liked them. They were heavy as fuck, especially Slave to the Grind's a fucking heavy ass record, man. heavy ass record. And they kind of were like, they get lumped into that hair thing, but they're kind of like Guns N' Roses. They had some attitude and they could fucking play, and it wasn't all about fucking the look. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. That I mean, that second album. I mean, the first album was just fantastic.
It
Sweet
debuted
little.
at #1, right? The Slave to the Grind came out.
Slave to the Grind did. The first album
Yeah,
took some time. But like Sweet Little Sister, Can't Stand the Heartache. I mean, these are like some of the best written fucking hard rock
18 in Life,
songs.
baby. Yeah,
18 in Life. I love that
Going
meme.
Wild.
I
Yeah,
remember you.
I actually the first album. I prefer the first album actually. I
I
think
do. I
by a hair.
100%. But Slave to the Grind had the title track. It had Monkey Business, which I didn't even understand. But then it had the really three cool ballads: In a Darkened Room, Wasted Time, and Quicksand Jesus, which are
Yeah,
like three of the best ballads ever written. Like just
they could have
fantastic.
played with Motley Crue or Pantera. They kind of just straddled the line.
They have a better on those two albums. They blow away the whole Motley Crue catalog just on
And
those two
where
albums.
was Sebastian Bach at this concert?
Not invited. They're like, oh,
Too
please
much
don't.
red wine in the back. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
please
probably
don't.
like chewing Scotty Ian's ear off about getting
We're gonna
God's
get
war back.
democracy back
Democracy.
together.
God war.
We're gonna
Raw
get
dog backwards.
we're gonna get democracy. All the other names.
Yeah.
Savage Animal. That's what it was. Savage
Sav. That's the
Animal.
fucking best name. I gotta give it up to him. That's the
You
fucking best
gotta
one.
give it to him.
It's the best one. I didn't hear anybody else coming up with something.
All right, Lamb of
Yeah,
God.
I was joking about Sebastian Bach. I was disappointed no Halford at one of those jams. I don't know what his commitments were, but he's
Well,
from that town,
he's
like
exact. Yeah, he's from Birmingham.
yeah,
He sent in the video. I don't know. Somebody mentioned that it's festival season in the UK.
yeah,
So maybe,
true.
they couldn't make it work and stuff. But I mean, honestly, this lineup is just ridiculous. Like
That was great. Let's talk about the MVP, Nuno Betancourt of the All-Star bands. That dude was holding it down.
Nuno. Well, my favorite combination of the day was Tobias Forge of Ghost,
Yeah,
Nuno and Vernon Reed,
hell yeah.
Rudy Sarzo and Travis Barker on drums, like playing
Wild.
Bark at the Moon.
Bark at the Moon, Jakey Lee fucking on stage for that. Was Jakey for
No,
Bark at the Moon? He was
no,
on for Ultimate Sin
and
and Shot in the Dark.
Shot in the Dark.
But how great was that to hear again fucking live for
Yeah,
fucking that is one of the best fucking songs, man.
yeah.
And he shunned it out of his catalog. Even hear Ozzy. We still haven't heard Ozzy sing it in fucking years, but
No, but
man, it was fun to hear those songs because I think the Ultimate Sin, it made the time it came out and how old I was, but that's my favorite Ozzy record. I love it.
it's really hard to argue. It's Man, the first one I ever bought was Bark at the Moon,
Hmm.
but I could definitely say Ultimate is better.
Mm.
But goddamn, that title track, like Bark at the Moon, is so good.
It's such a ripper. That
It's
might be my favorite Ozzy song.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so good. And like the album cover, like these things when you're like 5, 6, 7, 8, like when you're like super young looking at like
yeah,
this imagery, you're like, oh my God. Like metal. So you probably have a few years on me.
yeah.
Um, I remember watching A Current Affair. I don't even think Maury Povich was hosting it then. And
Taking the triangle,
yeah,
zooming in.
the
Yeah,
triangle, and in it they would have this imagery, and
yeah,
they were talking about knights in Satan's service, Kiss,
yeah.
and I love that stuff, man. I gotta look it up. Maybe it's on
AC/DC
YouTube.
was Antichrist, Devil's Crusaders.
Yeah.
So I remember that one. And it's like, don't you people realize, like I still have the 2020 special on metal, like on VHS upstairs. Like you're making me want, this is a commercial for
Yeah,
me.
Yeah.
on what to buy. I'm writing down all the albums that you're showing me a picture of so I can go to Caldor and cop that shit.
Yeah. Shout out to Caldor, Genovese also that
Yeah.
had cassettes hanging
Or
out
worse,
there.
all them motherfuckers.
But yeah, it was such a great like I loved it, like we could wax about it all day long because it
Yeah.
was so formative and being young and seeing this fucking wild shit. But like going back to like Bark at the Moon, the video, and he's got the prosthetics on and he's like, I guess
Yeah.
he's like a wolf or something. It's
Poked out of his mind.
absolutely fucking amazing. Going through,
And it was so
so
great having, the Sabbath having a short set, obviously, for obvious reasons and stuff that everybody got to. I want, that's why I want to know, were they assigned songs? Did they pick songs? Or they probably got a list of songs to pick from. I
I
bet it
I
couldn't be real.
really hope they took footage. I would imagine there were some podcasts going on backstage. I hope people just took, footage and compile. Like, I hope they compile it because it would be
Yeah, I
like,
could see them putting out a fucking 4K or a Blu-ray of it too for,
I would love to just like watch like the, behind the scenes for something like
oh
that.
yeah.
So, Alice in Chains did great.
Yep.
They, same thing. They could go up there, do Man in the Box, Wood, and fucking whatever else.
Fairies wear boots, they covered
Yeah.
outstandingly.
Gojira, which I don't really know too much of, but they sounded okay, right?
Tight as hell. Yep.
The drum off was interesting because
Sure.
I forget what I was watching, and I was like, oh, this is the drum off. Because
Yeah, it's quick.
I was like, what the hell? So Travis Barker, Danny Carey from Tool, and Chad Smith. And it's funny because
Right.
Chad Smith is like notoriously made fun of for being like a terrible drummer. But
Is
you know,
he?
yeah,
I know Kiedis is made fun of, rightly so, for being a terrible singer.
I think it's one of those like Lars things where people
Mm,
just say it and it just turned
right.
into this thing. But it could be like the effects of like Kiedis, you know?
Well, he was the third best on the stage for the drum off, all due
Oh,
respect. But
without a doubt. But like, yeah,
Barker was hitting like crazy, and Danny Carey's like a fucking Bonham, Neil Peart, like god
yeah.
of drummers. Yeah.
But and the Chili Peppers are so they're fantastic. Like John Frusciante is like a fucking genius guitar player. Flea is one of the greatest bass players of all time. So Chad Smith is great. It's just Anthony Kiedis that is just I guess
He's
he's like the
terrible.
ongoing joke.
Sure.
I like them. Pantera, you know,
Yep.
did great. I wish Phil would wear shoes, but I guess that's something that
It's
won't
out.
happen
He's
anytime
going
soon.
Rollins style.
I do love that Jason Momoa was like, introducing everybody. And then
Yeah,
from
he's a real
there,
metalhead.
yeah,
He was out in
he's
the fucking mosh pit. I saw those videos
yeah,
fucking with the peasants.
yeah, with the total peasants. Tool. I think really around Tool is when everyone started sounding really good.
Yeah.
Because on occasion, like the mixes for like certain bands like didn't sound great.
They were moving that shit right along. So
They
like some of the
were,
real heavy hitters
yeah,
were
but
coming on
Tool
later.
really like they started with Ladderless and then think they did Enema, and they just sounded fucking fantastic. Like
Hmm.
they sounded really good. So did Slayer. Nice to see Slayer come back.
I missed those guys, man. That was
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then we can get to Guns N' Roses, which at
Hmm.
this point, what can you say about Axl these days?
You know, I don't pile on him like
Yeah.
Vince Neil because Vince Neil, I don't know as much about Axel. I know Vince Neil's like a pretty horrible person. And he's just like, he killed a guy. Uh, so it's real easy, but man, certain bands, Guns N' Roses, one of them, AC/DC. Brian Johnson hung on longer than I thought. His rough videos are rough. You sing in that kind of style, man, and people, there was no vocal coaching for what they were, you know what I mean? They just had a shriek and whatever. It doesn't make it easy to do that shit later. I don't know what you have to do. That was one of the reasons that Robert Plant was so reluctant to do Zeppelin reunions later because he's like, I can't hit
Can't
it
do it.
like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And Axel's like in that boat. So.
It's unbelievable, right? So it's like I could do that shit all day long. It's just you're
Sure.
basically getting like pumped through the speakers. Take me down to the paradise city with
Yeah.
the it's so like it's it's unbelievable. At this point, it's just
Yeah.
like you can't even fathom that someone's going to pay $300 to listen to that. Not only are they going to listen to that, but these guys have the nerve to play like a 3.5 hour set every show. It's like,
Yeah.
don't do that.
No.
If you're going to sing like that, give me 90 minutes of your best material. Like,
He's
you don't
got a
have,
cool low voice too, but
uh,
like I mean, it's not like he doesn't have like another key octave or whatever that he could sing in, but there's certain parts of those songs that I don't know if that would work that
what do
way, you know
you
what I mean?
like at this point? Like, what are they going to play that you didn't already hear? Like, you could play all 12 songs from Appetite. You could play Patience.
Yeah.
Maybe like 5 songs from the usual. Like at that point, it's like
I
I
mean,
don't
they really
understand.
have a Sex Pistols-ish career for me. Like, the Bollocks and Appetite. I
Yeah,
mean, Use Your Illusion, I could, there's overall, it's too much, and I don't think it works
ten,
100%. And
ten
I can
songs,
cherry pick, yeah, cherry
ten
pick some
songs.
shit off it. But, they got that big fucking record that happens to be one of the most, biggest records of all fucking time, you know?
One of
So
the
yeah,
greatest records. Yeah,
you're not making anything new. I
I
don't think you're 10, and I don't think anybody really gives a shit to fucking hear it, you know? I don't know. Except
I
Eddie Trunk.
it's unbelievable because people will still go and it's but I think
It's a
karma
bit of a
finally
Vegas act at this point.
karma finally caught up to Axel for
Mm.
fucking Steven Adler's girlfriend on Rocket Queen. So
Well, he is showing up for all the shows, so
that
he's
is
doing
true.
that part.
And he did seem pretty nice and right. So you said humble Axel. Like,
Well, absolutely,
he's
yeah,
like, oh yeah, hey guys, thanks, nice to be here. Anyway, here's
yeah.
Paradise City. Metallica, a machine at this point.
Listen, they're always an 11 out of 10.
Yeah,
It's just Metallica. They got electricity. They'll plug in, blow the doors off the place. Pros, total pros.
yeah, and I love that they played "For Whom the Bells Toll" because I feel like that is just like one like I don't think enough people mention that as one of their greatest songs, but I think it
It's
just hits
perfect.
every single fucking time
Fucking perfect.
because it's fantastic. And then the last two sets were Ozzy and Black Sabbath, and we were kind of like we didn't really know what to expect, right? We were just like, I don't know. Ozzy has
I was nervous.
Parkinson's. Yeah, because you don't really fucking know. It, like not that I know Sharon personally, but she probably in my head I'm thinking like she might just like play the speakers and have him like Milli Vanilli fucking 8 songs, and she'd be like, okay, yeah. Like
It wouldn't have shocked me.
it wouldn't have shocked me whatsoever. So when he pops up, of course he's sitting down, and it got me thinking. I saw his last show. I didn't know it was his last show, but he played Jones Beach, and my friend who works for Live Nation. He probably booked a show if I remember. Like we were there, and it was just like one of those like cool stage potatoes. Like we were just like in the back, and he was like
Hmm.
showing me Jones Beach, and it got flooded, which was hilarious because my shoes were wet.
Yeah.
Uh, and I was like, what a great experience for it to be the last time. Like I got to see like everything, and
Hmm.
they played, and for some reason I'm telling you, I don't know what it was, just maybe his talking in between sets. I was like, I feel like this might be it. I feel like this is it. And it was 2019, and it was. It was the last time,
Right.
because from then he got like the diagnosis and everything else that happened to him. Um, and you could tell like whatever they were pumping through the speakers wasn't coming from the stage. Like it was
No,
just kind of like, oh,
nah. I'm glad he
uh,
went out like that, man. Like it just, he sounded great. Sounded great. Did a great fucking job, man.
He did. I love that he picked Suicide Solution, right? I
Yeah.
was like, wow, okay, random, like that's fine. I think he did.
Yeah, because we were trying to guess the songs. Yeah. Yep.
I don't know.
Suicide Solution was a shocker.
It was, but I think it was like I don't know, Crazy Train, Suicide Solution, and then Mama I'm Coming Home. Which here's a song written by Lemmy, and
Hmm.
I never like I thought it was cool. I liked it. It was whatever, but like there was something really special about watching him do it. Like I think that was like the emotional peak of the night, especially because you hear him sing it, and he's like flat in certain places. He's dropping the note here and there, but it didn't even matter. It was like him doing it and singing it, and the crowd was just fucking loving it. And it's one of the best videos that you will find from that. It is the best video you'll find from that night.
It
Um,
kind of reminds me of like how Cash's Hurt thing. Like there's a guy later on. There's some, imperfections in the voice, but it's lived. The voice is like it's vast experience in music is coming through that. So it might not be hitting every note's perfect or whatever, but that's kind of like why it's so fucking good, you know?
I wanted that before I wanted any fucking auto tune or track. Like
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take that all day fucking long, right? And then Sabbath comes out, and then they do four songs, right? Like we were all like, please, Bill, keep it together, like keep
I
it
was worried
together.
about Bill the most. Once I knew Ozzy was, oh my God, Ozzy's got tonight.
Yeah,
He's locked in. He's living this fucking moment right here. Billy Boy's been off the stage longer than anybody, because he wasn't even poor bastard didn't even get to do that reunion record, that last fucking record with
even like yeah, that was like 12 years
they
ago,
got that
even.
Rage Against the Machine drummer and whatnot.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, so I was concerned, and then opening up with War Pigs, which we were just going how would I, that's all Phil's, man, you know,
Yeah.
and he was a little had a little couple of problems getting back to the one a little bit,
Yeah, yeah.
but it was fine.
Absolutely. Like you think, 55, 56 years later to go do that, it's just it's unbelievable. It's like you're watching somebody do a magic trick, and the importance of Ozzy. I mean, Sabbath is Sabbath. Sabbath is just like, God tier, but Ozzy, like, just what an influence that guy has been from like the 70s, 80s, and 90s, right? Like everything that they birthed.
Yeah.
So it was just like a really cool curtain call, especially when you think of like, remember No More Tears was going to be the last album. They're like, all right,
No,
we're
yeah.
retiring, no more
No more
tours.
tears, no more tours, no more
Yeah,
tours 2
yeah,
came out. Yeah.
yeah.
When Bill had his shirt off, though, he knew he meant business. He was feeling that shit.
It was.
And it's always just cool as music that these four guys who started this shit so long ago and birthed the fucking whole genre of music and everybody owes so much to could stand on stage together,
Yeah.
and have that moment. And let's also not forget to mention how much Geezer Butler was fucking reaping shit. That
I
guy
mean,
could get another project.
yeah, he was fucking killing that shit.
Killing it.
Might have been like the most efficient bass player on that fucking stage. Like he was just like really,
Yeah.
really good. Like out of the four of them, he seemed to be like the one that was just like really, like you said, onto like his next project.
Well, they all
Um,
had massive drug and alcohol problems, but Geezer was a vegan all those years.
yeah,
So I think it's helping out.
and
Not that I'm,
they helped to overshadow that Oasis reunion.
oh yeah.
The Oasis reunion was like I think the day before on July 4th.
Oh really?
Yeah, well, they played, they were on a tour, so their first show was July 4th, and I was like, oh yeah, like totally forgot about this.
I'm not a fan of the band, but I am a fan of those two guys. Just
Yeah,
personally. Love
they
it.
They,
Have you seen any of the video footage? Like, how
I
do they
did.
sound?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds great. I was having this discussion with a friend of mine, and he called me, might have been Saturday, if I remember. And he was like, man, he's like, it was one of those like confidential. He's like, I don't understand it. He's like, they're huge and I get it, whatever. But it's like, what do they have? Three good songs? I'm like, they have way more than three good songs.
Yeah.
But there's something about Oasis where like the lyrics are meaningless. The
Uh-huh.
songs are all like, it's like you feel like they're so familiar, so they hit, but
Right.
it's just I don't know. It's like it's pure just cool rock and roll.
Big
Like
Band Supernova doesn't resonate with
I
those words don't mean
I
anything to you?
no, I posted on Facebook. I said what did I say? Slowly walking down the hall faster than a cannonball. You're just like okay, like it doesn't
Uh,
matter. You're just like
no, no, you could be scat singing at that point. You
but
know?
when you say it, slowly walking down the hall faster than a cannonball. Where were you when we were getting high? It's like, yeah, it went out. So it's just like,
Slowly walking down, faster than.
yeah, slowly walking down.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. But
um,
I do love when like Rolling Stone or Spin back in the day would just like get Noel in front of them and be like, "Here's 50, why do you name all 50 bands?" And like he just shit on everybody. Like I love that shit. Like as much as like Ghostface softest rappers fucking articles. Like no Gallagher
yeah,
shit, no
no,
shit.
no, you're
Love
right. And those
it.
clips still exist. If the algorithm allows you, it'll pop up. Like the other day, I got something that said and it was like 34-second clip. Noel Gallagher talks about gangster rap. It must have been like
Yeah.
1994, five or six, whatever it was. And it's like,
Uh-huh.
oh, this has to be good,
It's
and
gold. It's always gold.
yeah. But cool. We've said it all.
Yeah.
We've
Long live
said
Sabbath.
we've said it all. We've said it all.
When's the next reunion? Farewell show. Once now that this one went so well. Oh, and have you heard the story? The Sharon saying she was gonna. There's one band that wanted to profit. I guess they
Yeah.
did for charity, and she was gonna say after the show, but I still haven't seen it. Do you have any theories on who that band is?
Somebody posted Soundgarden, and I wanted to I think it was one of those like rage baiting things on Facebook because I wanted to
The
be like
Soundgarden.
yeah, exactly. I just want to be like you fucking moron. Like, what are you
What
talking?
about the Crew?
I could see Molly Crew being the
I think
ones.
that's the only answer.
I could see them being the
I
ones.
could see them being invited to be included. The legendary tour, the Sniffing Ants, the
Oh
Crew,
yeah, yeah, you're right.
Ozzy,
Yeah,
and then selfishly like wanting the money. And Vince, I'm
yeah,
not flying out there.
yeah. Wait, I got to cover my own flight. I'm not doing that. What?
Food sucks over there.
What? I think he's still better than Axel. I think he is. I know you
Do
don't think
you?
so. Yeah, I do. I feel like at least it sounds like somebody's singing. I mean, we're talking about like diarrhea versus diarrhea. Just
Well, Axel's still trying to like enunciate the words though, right?
what?
Have a dabba, skibbity, yeah, 103. That shit. Talk about a video I never get tired of is that fucking video of him singing that song, and
Yeah,
then they got the lyrics of what it sounds like he's saying at the
it's
bottom. It's the fucking best.
you know what? That guy had a great life for a long time, so time
Hey,
time to
yeah,
pay the piper.
until he killed somebody.
All right.
All right, we said it all.
Yep. Rock and roll.
Bye.